Michael Schuster here on behalf of the team of divorce professionals at Divorce Specialist Group. When a couple decides to split, it's common for both spouses to rely on the idea that when the matrimonial home is sold, each is going to get 50% of the equity in the house or the condo. But many people forget about the mortgage. Specifically, sometimes a spouse moves out and just figures it's not fair for him or her to pay the mortgage, and the other spouse should because they're still living in the house. Or you may stop paying out of spite. Other times when focus is just on spite, if one spouse has been paying the mortgage alone and that spouse is the spouse who ended up ending the marriage and moving out, then the resentful spouse might stop making mortgage payments. Here's the big catch and the big risk that can really hurt you. If both spouses are named on the mortgage, then you must ensure that the mortgage is paid until the property is sold and the mortgage is discharged. In other words, regardless if it's just your spouse's name on the title or the deed of the house, that's irrelevant. If your name is on the mortgage, here's what can happen. If your soon-to-be ex suddenly stops paying the mortgage payments for whatever reason, then you will both be responsible for making up the lost payments and the accrued interest when the property sells back to the bank. But here's the big kicker. If you miss enough payments, the bank or the lender can force power of sale. And if that happens, the bank will dictate when the home is sold and for how much, depending on how much equity is in the house and how much interest has accrued and the additional penalties and admin fees related to the power of sale combined with possibly a lower sale price. You might end up with a lot less money in your pocket than you thought, or no money from the sale. And furthermore, you might not even thought of this one, it will drastically affect, negatively, both of your credit ratings, which will affect your abilities to get a new mortgage or new credit cards after you split, or even get a new rental, anything where they're going to check your credit, possibly for several years. As a divorce real estate specialist myself and a certified divorce specialist, I've had clients who've hired me to sell the house, and before I get there with my professional photographers and my stagers to prepare the house for listing, the bank has taken away the property. I've also had cases where I've sold the matrimonial home. Then, when one spouse had me find them a new home, their dreams were shattered because their new mortgage application was declined, and they had no idea that their credit rating plummeted just because their ex decided not to pay 1 or 2 or 3 mortgage payments. They just figured the bank would be paid when the house was sold. But missing those mortgage payments ruined their credit. They might have been pre-approved for a mortgage when we set out searching for properties, but in the 3 months until the time we made an offer to that closing date, their credit rating had been updated with the credit bureau based on complication from the sale of the matrimonial home. So if your soon-to-be ex stops paying the mortgage, speak with your lawyer because it's likely in your best interests to maintain the mortgage payments, and you will likely get an increased portion from the sale of the house through the equalization formulas to reimburse you for covering the extra 50% of those mortgage payments. So you want to speak to your lawyer about that, but at least it will protect your credit rating and your house. Your lawyer can advise you if you'd get reimbursed through the equalization process. And if you're not sure what that means, you can also check out our video on equalization and net family property. So if you have questions or on this topic or anything else related to your divorce, Divorce Specialist Group has the best lawyers and divorce coaches, divorce real estate specialists, financial planners, life insurance brokers, emotional support, all professionals who are the best at what they do, but they also specialize in divorce. So if you have any questions, just email us with any questions you have, or you can request a free 30-minute consultation. It's always strictly confidential. You can email info@divorcespecialistgroup.ca. There's never any obligation, never any pressure, no sales pitches. We'll just answer your questions and possibly help you develop a roadmap if that's what you're looking for. Thanks for watching, and we wish you well.